What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So this has been a very busy day for me on this channel. It's been a while since I uploaded this many videos. So the longest drought as far as severe tornadic activity in the United States has come to an end. All right. And it's been done retroactively by reanalysis of a tornado that struck, I believe it was Enderlin, North Dakota, back in June of this year. Now, back in June of this year, this tornado pictured here, which struck Enderlin, North Dakota, was initially ruled an EF-3 by weather forecasters.
Oh my God. Come down here. Right now.
Very, very damaging and serious tornado. As I said before, it was initially ruled an EF-3, but there were many who felt that that rating was not an accurate rating, considering how some people thought the damage warranted a higher rating. So they did extensive reanalysis, and this is the report they came up today, just today, from the National Weather Service located in Grand Forks, North Dakota. It says Enderlin tornado number 1 upgraded to EF-5. The National Weather Service in Grand Forks conducted additional surveys and worked extensively with wind damage experts to further investigate the June 20th, 2025 Enderlin, North Dakota tornado number 1. Now, I think the reason why they call it tornado number 1 is because I think there was a secondary tornado that struck that city that same day, I think. All right. The estimated maximum wind speed of the Enderlin, North Dakota tornado number 1 is greater than 210 miles per hour and occurred during the time of the train derailment south of Enderlin, North Dakota. The analysis involved forensic damage wind speed estimates for tipping several fully loaded grain hopper cars and lofting of tanker cars, including one empty tanker car that was tossed about 475.5 feet or 145 meters. The maximum wind speed also correlates to the maximum strength of the WSR/88D storm relative velocity data from KMVX. Additional high-end damage indicators that have been, I didn't get the rest of that, but they have retroactively determined that this was a EF-5 tornado. That ends a drought of 12 years of us not seeing a tornado that was EF-5 or F5, as the Fujita scale was previously recognized, I think, before 2007. That's the longest this country's ever gone without an EF-5 or F5 tornado. And there have been several reasons why people thought that was the case. Ironically, some people think climate change has something to do with it. But that ends the drought. The last time we had an EF-5 tornado was, I believe, was May 20th, 2013. and that was an EF-5 tornado that struck Oklahoma City. And you know what's interesting about that? Just to do a comparison here or parallel this situation. 11 days later, I think it was, there was a tornado that struck Oklahoma, or either Oklahoma City or the outskirts of Oklahoma City. It was the widest funnel ever. It was the widest tornado ever as far as its distance. I think it was 2.6 miles across. And initially, people thought that was an EF-5 tornado of immense power of 300 miles an hour. But because the EF-5 tornado, even though EF-5 strength is often indicated by damage, the damage that is done, and not necessarily what the wind speeds are suspected to be, that tornado was never upgraded to more than an EF-3, right? So it's just interesting how that tornado, I think that's the El Reno tornado I'm thinking about. That tornado was an EF-3. This one has been upgraded. The El Reno tornado was downgraded. So that ends that streak. And, you know, so from time to time, you know, National Weather Service does these types of things. They do a reanalysis of storms that they think they may have jumped the gun, or they may not have done as accurate a job as determining what the strength of that particular storm was. I remember them doing this, for instance, when Hurricane Andrew back in 1992, the Category 5 hurricane that struck Florida, I think Central and South Florida, I think it was, or was it Central Florida? But anyway, in August of 1992, I remember at first that hurricane was considered an it was considered a Category 4. They thought that the winds were like 150 miles an hour. But a reanalysis showed that the winds at landfall were 164, 165 miles an hour, which made it a Category 5 hurricane, because Category 5 hurricanes, I think, start off at 156 or 157 miles an hour. They did the same thing with Hurricane Michael a couple of years ago, the storm that struck Florida. I remember Hurricane Michael had an intense period of strengthening right before it made landfall. And I remember saying on my channel, I wouldn't be surprised that they reclassified Michael as a Category 5. When it made landfall, they said it was 155, which is around the precipice. And then reanalysis showed it was at 160. So this ends the streak. Now, to anybody that doesn't give a shit, they think like, who cares? Well, I mean, I'm a weather nerd. So these types of things interest me, you know? These types of things interest me. It also shows that we're not immune to getting EF-5 tornadoes anymore. So that ends that streak. One other thing I'll say is that for the region in which this tornado struck, North Dakota, that's a particularly intense tornado. I mean, they get tornadoes in North Dakota and South Dakota and you know, Minneapolis in that area. They get tornadoes there, but to get one of that strength, 200 plus miles an hour, that's more what you tend to get, say, in the Great Plains, or, you know, or Dixie Alley, maybe Mississippi, maybe Alabama. You might get some tornadoes that strong, but it's kind of unusual to get a tornado that strong in North Dakota. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.